things that I never took the time to tell. Even if I told you, you wouldn't understand that you and I is lost forever. Under all this emptiness, each time I try to get inside, you run a mile, no time for talking. Amelia, Amelia, how could you lead me on this way? I knew I should have stayed away. Amelia, Amelia, there's nothing more left to say. It's time to go our separate ways. They say that time is a healer. I don't believe what they say. I'm broken anyway. Ever since we parted, all this pain has started. It's never ending. Under all this emptiness, each time I try to get inside, you run a mile, no time for talking. Amelia, Amelia, how could you lead me on this way? I knew I should have stayed away. Amelia, Amelia, there's nothing more left to say. It's time to go our separate ways. Don't tell me you love me when you're sorry. It's not enough. Ooh, no. Only this time I'm broken free. Ooh, yeah. Amelia, Amelia, how could you lead me on this way? I knew I should have stayed away. Amelia, Amelia, there's nothing more left to say. It's time to go our separate ways. Amelia, Amelia, how could you lead me on this way? I knew I should have stayed away. Amelia, 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 Amelia,
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another live stream Tuesday, and starting the live stream tonight with the new video for Amelia. something that I've done over the last few days that is something new for the live streams. But yeah, this is the problem whenever doing anything new, is you realize how long it takes to make a video, just a lyric video to go with the previous song, especially when you're using footage from what was effectively a live version of me playing on the acoustic guitar, and then trying to get that to match the album version, because they were at different tempos, because of course playing on acoustic guitar you just get into your natural rhythm, and I wasn't playing to a click for the album to sync things up, so it took a very long time. But hopefully it wasn't too noticeable that I've changed the timing of what I was doing on the acoustic guitar to try and match the album version. But anyway, hello to you guys in the live chat room tonight, and I'll give you guys a shout out in there. We have Sue, Billy, Ruth, and Laurie, Melody, Rocks, Laura, Paul, Ro, Bob, JG, Lewis, Cindy's in there as well, Ninja Kitty. Hello everybody, thank you for joining me tonight. So let me get the names of my patrons up on screen, because they make this all possible in the first place. So thank you guys. You know who you are, and their names go across the bottom of the live streams throughout a Tuesday and a Saturday. So yes, massive shout out to these people. And for whatever reason, first of all, Gremlin Report, I started the live stream and there's maybe, I don't know, 120 or 130 people waiting. And then it went 120, 110, 100, 90. And I thought, what? 40 people have just suddenly left. And yeah, I don't know what was going on, but then everything went to zero. I had to restart my browser and log in, and then everyone had returned. So I think it was just YouTube, rather than everyone going and then suddenly coming back. For some reason, YouTube threw a bit of a wobbly, but then we were back online. So yeah, it was fine. So it took quite a while for everything to start, and maybe why the starting screen was on for a little bit longer than it normally is. But let's now get on the likes goal for tonight to see where we are aiming for. And yes, Phil Jam number 264 is correct. And we're going to be aiming for, believe it or not, 460 likes tonight. So that's the target. If we hit that target, then we'll bust out the guitar for Phil Jam number 264. So if you could leave a thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be very much appreciated. And we'll keep an eye on where we get to. We are at 226 likes so far. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up and getting us a bit of a head start on the target for tonight. It means we're looking for another 233. That's what I'm going for the maths for tonight, and hopefully that was correct. So we'll also get on screen. Now, for some reason, I don't know why, but the mic tonight, I can't get it in its normal place, wherever its normal place is. Because normally when I finish, I kind of put it off to the side to get out of the way when I'm doing editing and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know why. Tonight, for some reason, it's halfway over the top of what I need to look at for my software, and halfway over the top of the other window here, which is like the PayPal window. And I don't know how it's not in the same place that it normally is. So there's something to do with this, because this is kind of a long arm that extends over the top of the monitors, and makes it possible to kind of move it around. But obviously wherever it is tonight is in a slightly different place, and I don't know why, but we're just gonna have to deal with it. And as long as you guys can hear me and can see me, then that's the most important thing. So let me get the donations tab up on screen, because you don't have to donate. Just watching is great. And thank you guys for watching, subscribing, hitting the thumbs up, all that kind of stuff. I've just remembered something. So I know that on YouTube, other channels have been making videos about this, and somebody mentioned that, I think Danny Sapko mentioned my channel in a video that he was doing on lots of other channels, and it's something that I saw. It was Rick Beato who was saying about, or was it Rick, or it might have been somebody else pointing out about Rick's shorts videos, but YouTube applying an AI filter, or I think it's like an AI upscaling thing that they're using on everyone's shorts videos. So a few days ago I had a comment from somebody saying, oh, why are you using a filter on your videos? Because now it's being applied to every shorts video. It looks like you're, I don't use it, as you guys can see in tonight's live stream. I don't use any filters, and I've never used any filters or tried to make my skin look better than it is or anything like that. So yeah, this person was referring to the automatic YouTube AI thing that it's putting on everyone's shorts videos. So yeah, every channel is affected by this now. It's something that YouTube has rolled out across its whole platform. And I think a lot of people are, up in arms to a certain extent about it, because they haven't agreed for their footage to be put through AI. And I haven't agreed either, unless it's in the terms of service and they didn't tell everybody that was going to happen. And I've already made sure that I've opted out of AI using my videos to train itself, or should I say, for other companies to use my videos. And this is something that if you're not opted out on your YouTube channel, they're going to potentially take everything that you do and give that to different companies who are training AI models. So think, well, yeah, if people don't really, if they're just on YouTube and they don't really know how it all works, they're going to be feeding AI all of their, their voice and all of their content without realizing that, yeah, nobody has to pay you for that. It's just automatically given away. So you think, well, yeah, it's all a bit crazy. And I mean, I'm probably going to do another video soon about how crazy AI is now, but just in the music industry, how everything's gone so crazy that we've now got people who are pretending to be singers who aren't singers, but they're actual people, and they're creating, and they're saying that they're a singer, songwriter, all this kind of stuff, and they're releasing things and not saying that it's AI, but it is AI. So yeah, I'll be doing a video on that soon, because there's one particular channel who's getting millions of views and listens on their music, but it's not their music. And I mean, the giveaway is when somebody's releasing a new song every 2 days, constantly. It's not that they're going in the studio to record it and spending 8 months in the studio and doing an album. They're releasing a new song, and miraculously they're keeping this schedule and coming up with this new material, and all of the recording, the mastering, for example, doing all of that as well. So yeah, I mean, just the fact that the person's voice is changing, that's what's so stupid, is they think that nobody's going to notice that their voice has changed from one song to the next because it's AI. But they're not telling, and there's another huge element to this that I'll explore in the video, but that they're not telling people what they're doing, and they're certainly not telling YouTube, because it would say on there that it is AI generated content, but they're not telling anyone. So this is what we've got now. We're in a world where people are making music, they're not making music, they're typing prompts into AI, and AI is producing a song. So that's what they're doing, but they're not disclosing that, and they're getting millions of people potentially checking them out and getting millions of listens and views on their lyric videos, which actually, by the way, also include AI images, and nobody's the wiser as to what's going on. They all think it's a genuine artist. That's the problem. So they're giving massive compliments saying, oh, when's your new album out, when you're doing this, when you're doing that, and guess what, when they say when you're going to be playing live, the answer is going to be never. And that there's never going to be a live video of anything going on. Or there might be an AI video, but AI, I think, can only really make videos that are 8 seconds long, around that kind of length. and then they can extend it a bit. But then after you extend it, it then might start to change, like the person's features might start to change a little bit. So you might get a live video that's only 8 seconds, because that's as much as the AI can do at the moment. But yeah, it is absolutely crazy what's going on. I say at the moment, but potentially for the rest of time. Like, it's already gone too far, so I don't really know how you police that. If somebody's going to just ignore having to, well, when you fill out and upload and you have to disclose whether it's AI or not, if they just don't say it's AI, then that's the problem. There's no law to stop that from being. And the other thing is, I'll address this in all the video actually, rather than talking about it for hours tonight. But there's so many different elements to this that are just so dodgy. So yeah, it's all a bit of a shame. But this is it. That now with YouTube Shorts, it's automatically applied to everyone's videos. So I'm not applying any filters. I'm doing my videos in exactly the same way as I always have. And it just seems to be that, yeah, we're going into a world where AI videos and genuine videos are now going to be looking like the same kind of thing. I don't know what the end goal is, other than the government potentially and huge businesses wanting for people to not know the difference between an AI video and a real video, so then they might believe the AI one and start to tell people particular things that fits their agenda. But as you guys know, on my channel, I'm going to just tell you exactly what's going on. And I suppose with the AI music as well, especially in this case that I'll cover in the future, the amount of pitch correction but auto-tune is, the AI has clearly been listening to auto-tuned and pitch corrected vocals, and that's what it is reproducing. So when we now look at the music industry, guess what? Pitch correction is an industry standard. So it means that AI music is going to sound exactly the same as real music, because it's the industry standard to apply pitch correction, and that's just what AI is copying. So it means that every voice between these two things, people won't be able to tell what is real and what is AI, because the real voice isn't real anymore, and it hasn't been real for about 15 years. It's gone through this process, which means that AI can now copy that process, just calibrate to A440, and it will sound exactly the same as every other artist who's releasing songs. And yeah, I don't know what the end goal would be with that as well, to create bands and and singers that aren't actually real, but potentially can make a lot of money from streaming services, all of that kind of stuff, if you just don't disclose what it is. And yeah, we had that recently on the channel with a whole AI band, and it was, I didn't even look at their music because it's so obviously AI from the images that they were using. But yeah, I will get into some AI music soon. And there's a particular sound, especially with these songs, where it sounds weird because of the bit rate, or at least the quality of the instrumentation. You can hear it dropping in and out in terms of the quality. It seems like the sample rate isn't consistent because it hasn't actually been recorded as a real song. It's been put together by AI, so it doesn't really understand about going into a studio and all the different things that are set up in your project, such as a sample rate when you're recording. So it doesn't understand all of that, so it just copies lots of different things, and it's all inconsistent. It doesn't really match up. But yeah, we'll get into that in the future. But yeah, it's a crazy new world with my videos now looking like they're AI creations, but that's hopefully they'll start removing it from YouTube. But I've got a feeling that for some reason, whatever that end goal is, that they'll just keep on applying whatever they want to do in terms of making things look more AI for whatever reason. But yeah, all you guys can start your own conspiracy theories as to what it's all for or in aid of. But let's get into the donations that you don't have to make. Just watching is great, but I think for those people that do donate, it's important they know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the super chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link. And flipping it the other way, it means through PayPal, I'll receive between 95 and 97% of your donation. And on YouTube, I'll receive between 40 and 55%. So there you go. So it's going to be probably half or a little bit less. So anyway, working that out the other way around is too much maths for me. I've already done the maths tonight with the likeometer. But just in case you guys know that, yeah, potentially if you accidentally make a donation, you don't have to donate. If you accidentally do in the super chat window, then potentially 60% of that disappears. YouTube take it, and there's no way that we can get it back. So just so you know. Right. So thank you, Paul. Paul has donated $5 and says, let's have fun tonight. Spike the likes, peace, love, and rock to all y'all. So thank you for that. And Cindy's donated $10 as well. Thank you for that. And the message is, please vote for Eruption. We just heard Behind Blue Eyes 3.5 weeks ago. And it's been at least 2 years for Eruption. So thank you for that. And yes, I was speaking to Cindy over on Patreon about the cover videos. I don't keep track of which ones have been played. So every time there are requests before I start the live stream, I just have a quick look down the comments list, as I can see here. And let me see if I can work my way down and see. Uh-oh, it's just reloading everything. So yeah, so we've got 21 comments. So within that you'll have like the original song request and maybe a couple of requests for the cover videos. And generally I'll just quickly scroll down, and anything that pops out I'll just put into the software and change, because I have to set it all up before I go live so that we can play it, or at least the video can play when I say we're going into it. So I've got to set up all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I generally just see the names of the songs and then set them up, write it in the vote. I'm not thinking, oh, we had that, last month, or we had that 3 months ago, and we haven't had that one, so let's do that. It is much too much working out for me. And to keep track of it will be a bit of a nightmare. So it is what it is for every live stream. And yeah, it just so happens tonight is going to be Eruption, because quite a few people requested that. And we've got Behind Blue Eyes as well. But the Eruption video also has the Beat It solo, because I put that in there as well, because it's all part of an Eddie Van Halen tribute type thing. So yeah, there are just a couple of solos that I'll be doing if indeed that wins Eruption. I can see that it has 58% of the vote so far. So thank you for this as well, Kyria Layson, who has donated $5 and says, please vote for Eruption. You will not be sorry. And Kyria Layson donated again, saying with $2, saying, thank you. So thank you. And Karen donated $2. Thank you for that. And the message is, thanks for your lyric video premiere. Incredible. So yeah, thank you for that. And yeah, it took a while. When did I start working? I think I started working on it on Saturday, and then that rolled through to Sunday, and then that rolled through to Monday, and then and here's another thing. Last night, having done everything, I then realised, and it is really annoying because I had to use two different software things. One that I could manipulate the time of the video in a lot of detail so that it could match the album. Because first of all, I changed the speed of the album track, but of course that then affected the quality. And I thought, well, I'm not going to negatively impact the quality just to keep it all in time. So I'm going to keep the album track as it is, unedited. And then I'm going to manipulate the video to fit everything. And that's why it just takes 3 days to do. So I had to use two different sets of software to do that. And then once I'd done it all and then finished it, everything's fine, ready to go, I then noticed that there's a spelling mistake in one of the words. So then I had to go back and change the spelling, but because it wasn't as easy as going into one project and just changing it and then re-exporting it. It's because the imagery in the background was on the other software. So now I had to remake that and then export that import it into the other software and try and put it behind the word that I needed to change, so that nobody could notice that I've done it. So yeah, there's lots of stuff in that particular lyric video that, you know, took a very long time, but it's all with the goal of people not noticing what you've had to move and change, and change timing on what I'm singing and all that kind of stuff with the video imagery. So yeah, hopefully I've got away with it. And yeah, it's the other thing, I don't want to talk about this for years, but the other thing was in the cover, it's my song, in the acoustic, I was going to say acoustic cover version, in the acoustic version, there weren't any solos. So it meant that I had to record on, when did I do that? I think on Sunday. So I had to record me playing the solo and then edit that into the video in the background, because it was just rubbish with nothing going on, because I'm not doing anything in the video because I go straight into the end chorus. So I thought, well, yeah, if I disappear and we're just looking at snow and trees, I thought that was a bit boring. So yeah, I had to record me playing the solo with the guitar here, the Strat, as you guys might have noticed, but it's all a little bit blurry. I wanted to keep it all a bit arty, so then I did that. And then on Monday, yesterday, I thought, oh, yeah, at the end of the video, now everything disappears and there's another guitar solo. So I thought, well, I might as well try and record all that as well. So like me playing it. So I edited that into the video yesterday as well, just to have that kind of guitar playing going on. And it was interesting because I had to think, oh, what was I playing? What was I playing in that solo? So I had to have a quick listen, had a few playthroughs, and managed to remember, so then I could do that for the video. But and that's how it's all been pieced together. Taken quite a while, but we got there in the end. Now, there have been a couple of donations. Jennifer just donated $7, so thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, does YouTube bread laws by not... hang on, let me skip this advert. Laws by not respecting creators opt out. Option? I'm not sure what this means. Do you think singers will stop putting out music if it gets stolen by AI? And then Jennifer donated again $3 and said, Phil, oops, meant break, not bead. Loved new video. So thank you for that. And no, this is the point about AI, that there are no laws. You can't break the law with AI. So that's it. I mean, when I say you can't break the law with AI, there are some laws that are coming in very slowly that are going through government to try and make it illegal for people to put people's faces on other people's bodies or on other people's faces, and then put that out into the world without that person's permission. It all moves really slowly. So that is about 10 years in the past, or that kind of AI technology. So I mean, it needed to be implemented then, so it's already too late. But talking about AI, people's music has already been fed to AI. It's already gone through. So that's how it can make songs, is because it's all of the songs from all of the artists and bands who haven't agreed to anything have had their music being, put through AI without their permission. So yeah, it's too late. There's nothing that can be done about it. And AI is continually, as long as government doesn't stop AI and stop the data going into it and the model learning every day, every minute, every second, as long as that isn't stopped, the problem just exacerbates. It just gets bigger and bigger, and the longer it's left, the bigger it gets, which means you need even more laws, but the laws are already too late. So that the laws are never going to get ahead of AI unless AI is stopped, and then they'll have to put it in really quickly as to how to police it. And yeah, the problem is, and I know here in the UK, the government, if anything, are trying to do more AI. They're pushing forward with it, trying to get more data into it, and trying to create models that learn even more quickly, rather than thinking, oh, hang on, we don't really understand what we're doing here. Shouldn't we get to grips with what it is that we're doing for the future of our country, but also the world? So, singers, artists can't do anything about it because the AI is taking all of their songs, and it's not just reproducing their song with lyrics and the same chords and everything, because that would then be an easy case, because you say, well, that's our song, you can't do that. It's taking all of the data and jumbling it up and then producing a song from all of that data that is effectively randomizing everything that it's learned. But all of that information, everything that's used to learn from, it didn't have permission to do that. And should I say, it's not that it didn't have permission. The people in control of the AI, the people that have written the program, they didn't have permission, and they know they didn't have permission. They just did it. And at no point, they must have thought, if they've got any common sense, they must have thought in their head, I know what I'm doing here. I'm taking people's copyright information and all of their intellectual property without their permission, and I'm giving it to something that will recreate something that it absolutely relies on this person's copyright material in order for the new creation to be created. So, yeah, this is it. That AI, in order for it to be policed, would have to stop, but it's never going to stop. So let's say that in a world where I was in charge, I would say, right, we're stopping AI now, and all of the sites that are, using AI for whatever purpose, we're just going to put a pause on it. And anything that, I'd say actually, what we're going to do now is make sure that the models for AI are trained on data that is, license free, or the copyright owners are paid, because that's how it works. You pay people for the thing that they have created, and if you want to take their creation to create something else, they've got to agree to that, and they've got to be compensated for that. But that never happened in the beginning, and it's not happening now. So, and there's no way that the government are going to stop, do what I'm saying, which is stop everything and make sure that the models are trained on license free, or have a license to train their models on data, because at the moment all the models are just being trained on everything, regardless of anyone's rights or copyright owners or publishing rights and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's already out of hand. But anyway, thank you for that, Jennifer. So maybe I should imagine if I ran for government and I got voted in. That'd be hilarious, because they say, what are you doing? I say, I'm stopping everything. I don't care about your agendas that you've got and wanting to make things look AI and wanting people to not be able to tell the difference. I don't care about all of that. I'm making sure that at least in the UK, it is going to be policed, because it is the opposite of that at the moment. And everyone who knows a little bit about AI knows that it's totally unpoliced. And it's just a wild west of just stealing and taking stuff and recreating something and selling. This is where it's illegal, or should be. You're selling what has been recreated from the material that you shouldn't have taken. And you've taken somebody's creations, that's theft, and you've used that to create something new that you're getting paid for. And that's all that these sites are doing, that are creating songs. You pay $15, $20 a month to create as many songs as you want. But how are those songs being created? Oh, well, we've stolen everyone else's songs and randomized them, and we're giving that to you, but you're paying us. We're not paying them, you're paying us. So yeah, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that, well, that isn't right. That shouldn't be legal. But yeah, like I said, it's already too late. Anyway, I am going to jump into the PayPal window because we've had a few donations in there. So thank you guys for these. And it is Chuck who has donated £2. So thank you for that, Chuck. And that is a straight up donation. And just seeing if this is refreshing to the inbox. It doesn't seem to be at the moment, but Cindy has donated £25. Thank you for that, Cindy. And the message is, hi Phil, I think your analysis videos are very clear in their explanations, but people often seem confused about the conclusion and make comments like David Gilmour was faking and ripping off the audience. Have you ever thought about doing some kind of graphic at the end for your conclusion, like singing live, pitch corrected in post, to help people get the point? Thanks. So thank you for that. And I mean, once you go down that rabbit hole, that is absolutely impossible to predict how many people are not really watching or listening to the video and what I'm explaining. And yeah, I do my best to explain things very clearly, even at the end. I will say that, so what we've got is, you know, a pre-recorded vocal that's being lip-synced to, or a live vocal that's then been post-pitch corrected for the official release. So yeah, at the end, I do tend to just have a conclusion of exactly what's going on and exactly what the data shows. But yeah, it's going to be impossible for me to like account for every person who might not be listening, because it's really important that, and I say this multiple times, that I try to make it as clear as possible in my videos, but you have to listen to what I'm saying. And that, I can't, unfortunately, have anything in place, because there are people that do listen and they do understand. And, you know, it's going to be impossible for me to police that in the comment section or with people watching the videos, because, I mean, it would turn into me kind of spoon feeding. I think I tried to make it as obvious as possible, but I'd have to keep on repeating the same thing over and over and over and over again. And some people say that I repeat myself too many times anyway. So starting to repeat the same thing even more than I already do, I try to make it as clear as possible. And unfortunately, if people aren't going to listen, it's not really my problem with my videos. It's their problem that they've got to concentrate on what I'm saying, because it's all there. I'm saying it, I'm presenting it on screen, and I do my best to explain things very clearly. And I don't think anybody that did watch that David Gilmour video, I don't think anybody would take that conclusion from it. Unless they just haven't watched the video. Maybe they just see a little bit of the video and don't realise that when somebody, they might not even watch my channel very much, so they don't realise that every video is a request. So it means that when we start every video, it's only ever going to be what it is. It might be fully live, it might be fully lip synced, it might be live and lip synced, or mimed, as we say here in the UK. It might be the band playing to a click track where they have a backing track that has guitars on or backing vocals. There are so many different things it could be. It could be fully live. It could be fully live playing to a click track. There are so many things it could be. It doesn't mean that every one of my videos is, this person's miming or this person's lip syncing. We just look at what it is, and whatever it is, it's a request. So it literally, could go either of multiple ways with the analysis. We just look at what's going on and I explain it. So if people aren't even going to watch a video and assume that what we're looking at is not going to be live, then there's nothing that I can do about that, unfortunately. Thank you, Karen, who has donated £6.30 as well. And the message is, hi Phil, I just got my Wings of Pegasus tie-dye t-shirt in the mail today. It arrived quickly and looks awesome. Please allow me to share a quote from author Natalie Goldberg. Trust in what you love. Continue to do it, and it will take you where you need to go. Do you agree? /disagree? Have an opinion on this? Many thanks for all you do and for being you. All the best, Karen. So thank you for that. And no, I agree with that. I've always said just be yourself. In a musical sense, that'll make you unique. And if you're happy doing what you're doing, then that's the most important thing. So I would agree with that sentiment. Connie's donated £20. Thank you for that. And Connie says, you did a great job on the new video for Amelia. Thanks for taking the time. Peace, love, and rock. Connie. So thank you for that. And Karen donated £2.48 again and says, hi Phil, I believe there are copyright laws regarding the application of AI. Therefore, if YouTube applies AI, despite creators' opt-out decisions, can the creators go to a higher authority? I think in the UK, there were protests against AI being abused in recorded music. Thanks, Karen. So, it depends how you're looking at it, because I'm talking about the models that have been trained on copyright material without permission from the copyright owners. So this is all happening. This has been happening for years, that they've just been taking people's music and training AI. So now AI can create music like that, randomize it, and then they can charge people for that product, which they shouldn't have been able to do in the first place. Now, when we're talking about applying AI upscaling to people's videos, they're not training AI models on the data, because I've opted out of that. So it's not the training of the AI to then create new stuff. It's AI sharpening an image and upscaling an image. So in order for it to do that, it's using all of the data that it's been fed about images, about people, what humans look like. So say, for example, in one video, my hair, or say that it's a low quality video, so my hair is a bit blurry. It's going to now take all of the hair it's ever seen on humans, which will be millions and billions of humans, and it's going to apply what it thinks my hair would look like if it were a clearer image. So that's not taking my particular video and then reproducing it somewhere else. It's using what it's learned in order to try and make an image clearer from all of the images it's been fed. Of course, you could say, but, and I've opted out of it using my image or my voice or anything like that, but with other people that might not have done that, you could say, well, does that mean that it's using their image to, see what their hair looks like and apply that to other things? And, basically taking everyone's hair and randomizing it. Yeah, that's exactly what it's doing. So you'd say, well, is there some kind of, permission that they should have asked for to just use people's images to train it on? And I would, again, we don't live in a country where I'm in charge, but I would say absolutely, for your image to be, for anything to be used of yours, whether it be your image, your voice, your copyright material, people need permission, or they should have got permission first, but they didn't. And so it's already too late, because the government just, they still don't understand AI. Nobody really understands it, because if they did, Keir Starmer, our Prime Minister, if he understood it, he wouldn't be pushing forward like he is, trying to make us an AI superpower. And I heard a documentary that I saw where somebody said the only time government and government officials, people in Parliament are going to understand it is when you violate their their personal data or their image or something personal to them. When you violate them from that perspective of putting their face on a video and then sending that out across the internet, because then they'd understand. They'd say, oh, hang on, I didn't give permission for you to put my face on that person, whatever that person is doing. And then you say, oh, it's okay, I haven't broken any laws. Then the government officials would think, oh, hang on, do we really understand AI and what it can do? And the fact that anyone can do this. So, and I'm sure that now that they're bringing in laws, finally, that are going to counteract that. And I think, actually, it was a case in Scotland where an MP had her face put on a video. And, it doesn't take much imagination to know what kind of video it was. And everyone thought that it was her leaked tape. But she was saying, well, no, it isn't. I never did that. And of course, she then found out about AI. She learned about it and then started campaigning to bring in laws to stop that from happening. So it only gets addressed when it affects the people in government personally. So that's the only way you're going to be able to do it. So, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I think that if somebody were to do that, they would be prosecuted, even though they're just making the point of, you're saying that you want to be an AI superpower, so check out this video that I've just sent out across, you know, hundreds or maybe hundreds of thousands of people's emails. I've sent this out and it's of you, or I know it's not of you, but I've made it look like you, and tell me what you think about this video. Of course, he would start pushing for that video to get removed straight away. They'll probably put you in prison for life. But it takes those kind of shock tactics for anyone to understand how far behind the curve government are with AI. So, yeah, but like I said, I don't know where it goes from here. Everyone just, the problem with government, it just moves in slow motion. And unless you actually get that personal connection of somebody thinking, right, I need to make a move on this and we need to get this passed through government as quickly as possible so that it doesn't happen to me again but won't happen to somebody else. Unless you get to that point, it just goes through at a snail's pace. Like I said, it's like 10 years behind at the moment, and just falling further behind because of how quickly AI progresses day by day. So anyway, right, let's get organised because it's 10 to midnight here. And right, well, we're going to need a spike of the lights going on in that live chat room because we need 132 more people, I think. Is that correct? My brain is just not functioning, but it's done too much maths already. But yeah, so a lot of people to hit the thumbs up by the end of the live stream in a race against time. And oh, this is another thing that with the, and this is nothing to do with AI or anything, it's more to do with playing guitar, because I mentioned relatively recently about potentially doing a guitar course or having part of the lessons in the live streams, maybe after the live streams. And with the the live streams and the fill jams that I have, Joe sent me a message over on Patreon just saying about an ear training course, even though I've never really seen it as an ear training course, but just being able to play through your guitar or sing through your guitar, play the notes that you're singing in your head. I've never really thought about it in that kind of sense of ear training, but I'm thinking that maybe if it's something that I could piece together as a course and people might be interested in buying it, then maybe that's a better avenue than putting it at the end of live streams, so that at least it's just a product that people can buy, like guitar players can buy if they want to start playing a little bit differently and just creating melodies rather than potentially sticking to scales and playing the same things that they've played over and over and over again, and going to I guess they're pre-rehearsed runs and things that they've played a million times before. So it might be something that I'll do. If it's something that I think people might be interested in, then like with I did a really old, I did a course ages ago. It's really old over on Patreon, just for beginners, about playing chords and strumming and picking and just taking you through a couple of songs and how to play the guitar from scratch. So I'd probably approach it in that way, obviously a little bit more detailed because it'll be for more advanced players. But if that's something people would be interested in, then it might be that standalone course that I mentioned probably years ago now about starting, but kind of tying it in with what I do on the live streams with the fill jams, and see kind of the application of the approach to playing in that way. So whatever the sound is, you create a sound that goes with it. So anyway, right. Let me just see what Belladonna says. Phil is right regarding AI, that pushing AI without knowing the ill effects is like getting a knife and not knowing how it works. Yeah, put it in your eyeball and poke it. That's a great idea. So yeah, I don't suggest anybody takes AI and pokes it in their eye. But yeah, I mean, this is the funny thing. But I think I'm done talking about AI. But it's when government people try to explain what AI is, and you can tell that they don't know what AI is. They don't know that it is trained on models and that it's taken copyright material, and they can't understand the illegalities of it. And it obviously, for me as an artist, a musician, somebody who owns his own publishing for my music, it's very obvious where the illegal thing happened. So yeah, it's very clear to pinpoint. And then the fact that government just say, oh yeah, but okay, something massively illegal has happened over the last 5 or 10 years, but let's just put that all to one side and let's push forward with this AI thing and maybe try and get more illegal stuff going, or feeding it, try and take more copyright material. So anyway, right, now we are going to be jumping into tonight's cover video. Oh, we've got picture corner as well, which I forgot to do last time, so we'll jump into that after the cover. And the cover video for tonight looks like it's going to be Eruption, with a bonus of the solo from Beat It, or at least my kind of attempt at it. So it is Eruption that had 54% of the vote. So we'll jump into that in a second. There has been a donation over on PayPal. And Leslie donated $15. So thank you for that. And the message is, I love the new video for Amelia, my oldest granddaughter's name. AI scares me. I can see its great potential, say in medicine, but also the bad actors using it for evil. Love from rural Illinois. I wish I could send you a few tomatoes from my garden I just picked before the live stream. So thank you for that. And I'm not sure tomatoes would survive the journey, but thank you for the offer. It'd be a very messy situation opening especially if you'd have put it in an envelope, opening that. But anyway, thank you for that, Leslie. And right, let's jump into my version of Eruption and the Beat It solo. And let me skip this advert before we jump into it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. Thank you for requesting it over on Patreon, and I'll see you after. Rock! there we have it. So yeah, a couple of shows. I guess it's a very quick video or cover video for tonight. Thank you guys for requesting that one. And yeah, I'm just thinking that on the Beat It cover, that's got the actual song in the background. So I don't know whether that means that the live stream will get blocked later on tonight for people in the catch-up crew. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, I guess we're going to find out. But thank you guys for voting for that. Maybe that's the reason not to be playing that particular video. Or maybe I can just take the first section of the Eruption cover. Who knows? But anyway, yeah, thank you guys for requesting that over on Patreon. And I mean, this microphone, I don't know why. It still seems like it's in the wrong place. And while that video was playing, I did adjust my fan that I've got going at the moment in order to blow a little bit of cool air, because it's actually a lot cooler here in the UK. And another bit of irrelevant data, but this summer has been the hottest summer on record ever in the UK. So there you go. When I said that it was very hot a few months ago, or probably a couple of months ago, it has been very hot and like the hottest ever. So we'll see if that continues. I saw on the news that the hottest summers in the UK, there's actually a summer in 1977 or something, or 1972, that was so ridiculously hot that everyone just thought this is ridiculously hot and it's crazy and just, yeah, super mental. And in the last, I think the last hottest 10 summers, that particular year doesn't even make it anymore. So it means that because everything's getting hotter, and I think since the year like 2002, we've had maybe 7 or 8 of the hottest years ever. So it just seems like, from what they were saying, that one particular year that was famous for being so ridiculously hot, that's not even that hot anymore. We're now getting to a point where we've got this new normal that is ridiculously hot all the time. So yeah, we'll see what happens next year. But for me, yeah, it just start to get a little bit too hot when you start approaching kind of 40 degrees Celsius. If it's going to be a regular thing every year, and yeah, it's been so dry that all the crops and farms have been struggling because, yeah, the cattle and everything that normally eat the grass and all the things that normally grow because of the rain, that hasn't been growing anymore. So yeah, they've had nothing to eat, which means the farmers have to buy feed that they don't normally have to buy, and of course their whole business model falls down. It's an absolute nightmare. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens next year, but it's not too hot at the moment, but I guess still warm enough that I've got, yeah, the fan going, and it is blowing directly at me. So I'm wondering whether any of it's hitting this microphone. Hopefully it's not hitting this microphone, because otherwise you'll get this sound on the mic when air hits the microphone, but it's not too strong. Hopefully I'll get away with it. So Diamond Girl has donated $5. Thank you for that. And by the way, we're still looking for 90 people to have a full jam at the end of the live stream, which is, you know, the end of the live stream is nigh, because it's 3 minutes past midnight already. So maybe we're not going to make it for tonight. But thank you for this, Diamond Girl. The message is, that is face melting stuff. So thank you, Sue, as well, who has donated $19.99 and says yay for Eruption. So thank you for that. Right now we are going to be jumping into Picture Corner, because I forgot to do this last time. And I have to make sure that I've set this up correctly. And we're going to start with, we'll see where this displays, just off center, which isn't too bad. But I should have shown this on the last live stream, really. But yeah, unfortunately, I forgot. I can't remember what happened. Was it maybe a long fill jam we had at the end of the last live stream? I don't know. But anyway, I want to try and grab this to... there we go. Get it a little bit more centralized. So here we have Leslie in her Wings of Pegasus t-shirt. So thank you for this. And I'm just going to get the message. Leslie says, these are some of my favourite things. A native pollinator garden that I created from nothing. A classic Wings of Pegasus shirt that I ordered in February, arriving on a hot August day. So there you go. And yeah, I can tell you that would have been ordered through spring, because yeah, they take about, well, what's that, best part of a year to, not quite, but yeah, they take a very long time to deliver. And by the way, thank you to those of you that have let me know that you've ordered something from the Dashery store, which is now where everything's moved over, and yeah, they've received the items within 3 days and under a week. So yeah, it's a lot better. But thank you for that, Leslie. And Amy has sent in this and says, showed off my Wings of Pegasus shirt, shorts and tumbler at the Hard Rock Hotel. So thank you for that, Amy. And these are the first ever Wings of Pegasus shorts that I've ever seen, because yeah, they didn't do those over on spring. So there you go. Wow, a new merchandise item there in the flesh as provided by Amy. So thank you for that. And oh, here we've got the t-shirt and the tumbler as well, just to prove it. And yeah, Hard Rock Hotel in the background. And does that, I mean, it's very small on my screen, but I think it might say Tony Iommi on that little plaque. And it's much too small for me to read anything more than that. But thank you for sending that in, Amy, and Laura for linking me to the pictures. So there we have it, picture corner for tonight. I will remove that and get things back to normal, and here we are. So now I don't think we're going to make the likes goal for tonight of 460, so we're going to maybe put in 1 or 2 extra things, maybe just 1 extra thing to the live stream tonight. And whenever it gets to an extra thing situation, it's either a fill tune or a riff of the week. Now the problem with the riff of the week is that we have so few left, that it is a bit of a lottery, that we not only have a winner who gets the riff, but just a winner who actually picks a riff from 1 to 100 that hasn't yet been chosen. So I'm going to wait for you guys in the live chat room to let me know what you want to hear. It's going to be a fill jam, or it's going to be a riff of the week. So, let me skip this advert. Karen says, how about the fill tune, the Italian? Jennifer says riff, after Jennifer said riff previously. Unfortunately, if you write it lots of times, it doesn't mean it counts that many times, only once. Riff, and B says fill jam. I don't think we're going to hit the target of 460 tonight. And then we've got some riffs in a row, so that is going to be it. We're going to be having a riff of the week for tonight. Now, obviously I haven't set this up, so I need to go to there in order to get the riffs, or the remaining riffs that Laura has sent me. What else do I need to do? I need to go to my channel, and then I need to do a screen capture of my channel to get the riff. I've almost forgotten how to do all of this. So what I need from people in the live chat room is a number between 1 and 100. And where have the numbers gone? Right, here they are. So I'll be able to tell if anybody gets it. Laugh out loud cancer 24. And no, we've had 24. Bang Bang Drummer 72. No, we've had 72. This is like, we have a game here called Bingo, where it's all about numbers, and you have to pick, or you need to get the right numbers. It's similar to that. Okay, lots of stuff going through now. Rose S4 says 84. No, we've had 84. Okay, Leslie says 73. No, we've had 73. And Melody Rock says 12. No, we've had number 12. 44 says, it's moving too quickly. The something said 54. No, we've had 54. 39, Dorothy. No, we've had 39. Angela says 91. No, we've had 91. This could be a very, very long game. Melchestra says 87. No, we've had 87. And Desert Deluge says 47. And no, we've had 47. Maybe I should just give a batch of numbers that we tried to get. So 13, Laura. No, we've had 13. Belladonna says 8. We haven't had number 8. So 8 is the winning number for tonight. And who was it that said number 8? I can't remember. But whoever said number 8 is the winner of the Riff. I'm going to go back up to try and find it. The Riff of the Week lottery for tonight. Was it Belladonna? I can't remember. I'm looking at so many numbers and messages that are going through. But I think it was Belladonna. So Belladonna wins the Riff of the Week lottery for tonight. Now I need to go to... God, I need to remember what the Riff of the Week was. Like the number. Riff of the Week 8. Oh no, I'm just getting all of the... This is the problem when it's like number 8. It gives you all of the 80s. It's like 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. Right, so this is, I think, number 8. I don't know what this is going to look like once it's on screen. Oh, did that almost start? I can't hear anything, but I'm going to get this up on screen so you guys can see. I need to get that there. Do this. Oh, I'm well over to the side. We might just have to try and deal with that unless I can grab it and move it over a little bit. Oh, there we go. Right. So let's have a listen to this. I can't hear anything at the moment, but I'll take it back to the beginning. And I'm looking for the name of the song. You can give me the band as well, but name of the song. And let's go. And there we have it, short but sweet for tonight with the Riff of the Week. And I'm looking for the name of that particular song. It's going to be an easy one for tonight. And let me wait and see. I'm just going to scroll up to check if anything has... Oh, hang on. Can't hear it. Can barely hear it. What's going on? Right, volume is up. Why can people... Hang on, I'm going to let this play again. Why is this not playing through? Why is it not coming through? Maybe... Oh, if I load it in another browser, is that going to work? Oh, look what's going on here. Right, that, there, this, over here. I'm determined to get this working. Okay, let me stop that there. Let me take this. Oh, let me get rid of this. Right, a lot of organization here. I'm trying to get it in a different browser. I'll do another screen capture. I'll then take that there. And let me see if this now plays. Hopefully, same thing. So, looking for the name of this. If you can hear it. And there we have it. Did you hear that? Hopefully, I don't know. If you could hear that, that would be good. Oh, and it seems like, yes, people are hearing it. Because Barbara has said, welcome to the jungle, Guns N' Roses. It was an easy one. Well, if you can hear it, of course. But let me go up a little bit higher. Susie Q said, you really got me. That was an early guess. But now this is putting a cat amongst the pigeons. We did have a correct guess even earlier, and where was it? Oh, Kylie Jones 8890 said, welcome to the jungle. And this is when there's no sound unless oh, hang on, Andy said welcome to the jungle. I'm going to see, like, so maybe some people could hear it, maybe just very quietly. So Andy at the moment is, yeah, and then everyone's saying can't hear it, no sound, can't hear it. So Andy was the person that got that correct, or guessed it correctly from the very quiet audio. Anyway, let me get rid of that and bring this back up on screen. When I say this, I mean me. So yeah, that was it. So well done, Andy and Belladonna, for winning the lottery, and yeah, Andy for guessing it correctly tonight. And yeah, that means that another one has been struck off from the 100 riffs, and it means we have one less to work with next time. But yeah, at some point we'll be down to the last one, and I don't know what happens after that, because I think once you play through 100 riffs, finding any more that people might know, it starts getting a bit obscure. There are quite a few obscure ones in there anyway. So right, let me now organize that. I think that's all fine now, because I've got everything kicking off on my screens, doing that screen capture that wasn't set up, having to change browsers so that you guys could hear it. So right, it looks like we're going to be ending the live stream with, oh, and it is time to end the live stream with 394 likes. If you're watching this in the future, if you could hit that thumbs up, that would be great, because it really does help the channel to grow and for this live stream to get out there a little bit more. But we're going to be calling things to a close for tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll just to make sure that I haven't missed anything yet. We're all up to date. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night, of course. Look out for that one. And I'm going to be live streaming on Saturday night, where the target will be 460 again. So we'll see if we can get to the target on Saturday. Hopefully we can. Fingers crossed. And then we'll have Phil Jam number 264. So as I always say, try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!